we can share it with him. He would have come and been here, but his traveling is hard. I say that, and then Bill says, yeah, his traveling's hard, and he goes to Italy every other month. Now, don't tell me that. But when he goes to Italy, why, he always has someone with him from his company, and he's not in, real good health, so he's kind of a worry for me, and I think maybe I had enough this week. So at my urging, but of course it was his choice, because I would have loved to have had him here to be a part of this. He was always Mother's favorite. Mother always did love him best, and it was so funny. Even the little aide in the nursing home where Mother was. I mean, she's probably became Mother's second daughter. She was just wonderful to Mom, and she's working today, or she would be here today, because she really felt that strongly about my mom. And she took a lot of knocks from my mom. You guys all think you did, boy. Diane is really a saint. And so she said, it was kind of funny when we first got to know each other. She said to me, you have a brother? And I said, yes, I have a brother. And where does she asked me where he lived, and she said, well, your mother does talk about him a lot. And I said, oh yes, my mother will talk about him a lot. And Bill, I mean, I think there was something about men in her life which she lacked, and she really, thought the world of Bill. And I would work all day and do something for her, and Bill would come in and put the finishing touches on it, and she'd say, oh, thank you, Bill. There I go. But, we learned to accept those things, and she loved us all, every one of you that are here. And she showed it in her own little way, and sometimes it was probably not the way we would have liked to have. I'm sure I would have probably liked to, had it shown to me a little differently at times, but she's still my mom, and I loved her dearly, and she provided very well. I'd like to turn it over to anybody else, and then I've asked my friend Pat and Gary, I'm not sure which, to lead us in a prayer. As you all know, Pat is my boss. Now, I used to be her boss, and I fired her, so now she's my boss. We tell this little story every time we do our classes, so I have to tell you guys that too.
Are you going to work for her for 88 years old?
No, I don't think she'll be nature to Shirley. And I get a little crotchety now, so I can imagine how I'm going to be by the time I'm 88. I'm still as active as my mother. I would love, that's one characteristic of my mom that I would love to have is even though at the end her mobility, really suffered, and that's what really did her in. She had wonderful health, and I mean, even, the last couple of days, her heart was, her blood pressure was up. It's just that she chose not to eat any longer, and she had chose that she just didn't want to be a part of the suffering that she was going through, and that's fine. I mean, she always did call the shots, and when she decided, and it wasn't long, and I was very thankful for that. So, I got on contact on Pat. I would like them to lead us in a prayer at the end. But if there's someone else that maybe you want me to throw your ear.
Okay. Evelyn and my mother really enjoyed my faction so much. I remember. Oh, yeah. She became great. But Joanne, neither Archie nor I knew Evelyn very well, but the few times I was with her, she was with her, always just very, very pleasant. She always had a smile on her face, and I never did see her. All the years we've known each other, I have seen every summer we were there, every place we were there, she was absolutely gorgeous. And she was perfect. And I feel very honored and very forgiving.
I might say that all the other girls all covered their sisters were like same way. And one thing that Joanne laughed at, what I laughed about is when I came back from service, I came back from service in 46. I came over home, and I was smoking. And I came over to the house, and Joanne was just little, I went inside, my aunt followed me, my
got it a couple weeks late. But it was very interesting this very last August when she had her 93rd birthday. When she got my card, you know, she opened it and she read it and she thanked me and she put it in her drawer. So then 2 weeks later, Tommy's card came, and she at that point was a little confused, and I had to explain to her that, remember, Tommy called you on your birthday and you got flowers from me, but you know, this is his card. She thought she was having another birthday, it was very random. And so right away, Tommy's card sat on her dresser, and it kind of got to me. And so I said something about, and my card's in the drawer, Mom, by the way. And she just said, but now why would you say something like that to me? I mean, you know, really, she was really, well, it was real interesting because the very next day when I went in, my card was sitting right next to Tommy's. And I went to take both cards down about a week later, you know, off of her dresser because I tried to keep changing things. And she said, no, when I decide that those go down, then I will take them down. So I really, I guess, got my point across. But, you know, those are the fun things that I'll do. Okay, Tammy, you going to say something? I don't think so. My kids are as bad as me.
Oh, I remember when you always had the dance cards because Grandma made you. Didn't want to do it.
Yeah. She was very proud of her grandchildren. You know, she really was. She didn't spend as much time maybe with them as some grandmas do, and I try to with my grandkids. But if I was going through her photo albums yesterday trying to find some pictures, I mean, you can't believe the photo albums that she has of my kids and Ryan and Nolan. They're going to be real happy when I show them some of these pictures, I think. Because she was. And she was proud of her great-grandchildren. She hasn't been able to enjoy them, you know, like she could. However, the girls were really always good about making sure that they were with Mom and shared in the holidays and you know, even took the kids over there to the convalescent home and I have to say that, you know, the kids as young as they went and were wonderful with my mother there and with the other residents there. You know how people in convalescent home love little kids, and especially little Zach. Oh my gosh, he was so good over there with everybody.
Joanne, I think your mom is very, very proud of you. You know that old cliche, you always get the words you love the most.
Yeah, that's probably true.
She just felt that you would always be there for her, and
I was.
she could take out her stress and frustration
which is
with
fine.
you, and you would love her in spite of it, which you did.
Which I did. I do. I always will. That's enough. Okay, Bill says that's enough. I told him when I've said enough, go like that. It was very difficult for her to put on nylons. The physical therapist came from Sharp and showed her this aid to help her put on nylons, and one of the things that she had was two brand new ones. I mean, she continued every day and
You don't
struggled.
mean knee-highs, you mean...
Oh, no.
You mean
I mean nylon pantyhose.
It should be an Olympic event.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And you weren't dressed in that. See, I don't have mine.
And I do in her honor. And
Oh.
Wally and Virginia always used to laugh at me because they'd say, well, your mother's not going to be here today because I wouldn't have nylons on, or I might have pants on, or, you know, something like that. Because, yeah, she expected me to kind of dress the way she did. But I didn't always. Not that I'm going to go downhill now, girls and boys. But,
We'll have to keep it on.
yeah, you'll have to keep checking on me. You have to report.
Now, I'll start off with a memory. My Grandma Evelyn lived probably, I don't know, within walking distance of my other grandparents. And so when my brother and I were little, we'd always visit, you know, my mom's grandparents, and then, or her father, mom and dad, and then we'd always walk down to visit Evelyn, and we'd be excited to do that because we'd go down and visit her at the pharmacy, and we'd always get, you know, a gift or something out of it. So it was worthwhile for us to make the walk. But what we dreaded usually was, then we'd spend the night at my grandma and grandpa's on my mom's side. And then the next morning, we would always go over for breakfast with Grandma Evelyn. And we always wanted to go out for breakfast because when she fixed breakfast, didn't quite turn out to be. So we kind of got into the routine of wanting to go out for breakfast, and we would always go to Jimmy's or Love's were the two favorite places. But you know, that's probably what my brother and I remember the most, making that trek back and forth between the two houses. And the other thing is, you know, on behalf of my dad and my brother and myself and my mom, and I don't know if anybody's brought this up, we just really want to thank Joanne and Uncle Bill and you know, Tammy and Susan and you guys, because you know, unfortunately for my dad, he's clear in Georgia and he's not in the best health. And Joanne, you know, did a lot of work taking care of Grandma, you know, day in and day out, and sometimes probably more than we all probably thought she should have. But you know, we just wanted to let her know that we really appreciate that, and you know, that can't be replaced. So I wish my dad could have been here, and he would have loved to see all you folks. He's going to call in at some point, but thank you guys for coming. We appreciate it, and thank you, Aunt Joanne, for doing all that you did.
My friends did everything for today. We are taking it, so
Okay.
we will have it from Japan. I remember too, speaking, going out to breakfast, and I don't know which one of it was you guys, but you know, Mother, no matter how many people were there or how little money she had at the time, she was going to pay the bill, you know, and it would be the fight between my brother, not always me. I mean, I just want to pay, you know. And one of the boys would always say, now, Dad, just let Grandma pick it up and don't have this fight every time. Yeah, no, yeah, we do all have good memories and stuff. And like I said,
I can remember when she lived in Madeira.
That's where I was
Her
born.
father would take me out on the paper route with him when I was smaller. And she'd worry until the time we got there, because we left early in the morning. And she's afraid I was going to fall asleep throwing papers out of the car. I'll never forget that.
She did worry a lot. She worried needlessly. I do a real good job of that too. And my younger daughter is going to follow right along. Susan, I don't know. She's like her dad, thank God. But I'm a worrier. Bill says to me yesterday, you know, honey, could you just relax now for a while? And I'm going to try, because it has. It's been a nerve-wracking experience these last couple of years. And you know, I never had any problems with my kids being kicked out of school, but I did get a couple calls that my mother was going to be kicked out of the convalescent home. So, you know, I used to say to the administrator, you know, you guys are just making up for me having good kids. Because I just never had any problem, but thank goodness. But they've been wonderful. They were really wonderful to Mom, and we worked through her problems. But, you know, it's hard to have somebody live with you when you haven't had somebody. And some of the ladies were probably kind of difficult, but I think we worked it out at the end. Yeah, would you like to, excuse me, did you want to say something? You want me to shut up? Yeah, would you?
She's doing fine. Actually, it's Pat and Gary.
Okay, all right,
It's a combined effort here.
all right.
We thought these readings might be appropriate from the time for everything and a season for every activity under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, and a time of war and a time for peace.
For each of us, life is like a journey. Birth is the beginning of this journey, and death is not the end, but the destination. It is a journey that takes us from youth to age, from innocence to from innocence to awareness, from ignorance to knowledge, from foolishness to wisdom, from weakness to strength, and often back again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to friendship, from pain to compassion, from fear to faith, from defeat to victory, and from victory to defeat, until looking backward or ahead, we see that victory does not lie at some high point along the way, but in having made the journey stage by stage. I ask the Lord to bless Evelyn, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, and that through that blessing she will receive eternal peace and be at rest. And we ask these things in your name.
There's plenty more food.
2002, we're gonna.
Sydney, wasting kids, what's the time their face like this?
Oh, that was hysterical. This was whose? Virginia's for her birthday? And then she.
Are you videotaping it?
Yeah. No, they had like 3 cakes. They had a surprise birthday party for her at the home. And I guess they kinda got their signals crossed and 2 people brought cakes or 3, I don't know. So she called me that night and she said, I can put it in the freezer here at the home, you know, in the clubhouse. Would you want it, you know? I had no idea it was that big.
That looks like
I had
really
no
out
idea,
of
because then I told Charlotte
on
the
Titanic,
cupcakes. It's really good.
there.
And Diana made a cake
isn't it?
out of it all.
I thought it was really nice. And I was really surprised that they came. Right on, I didn't know that they were coming. When they walked in, the first thing that I said to them, I said, did my mom know you guys were coming?
No, but that really made my day. I was really disappointed. I mean, more than I was trying to show anyway.
Why?
Well, my brother more than anything.
I told him that, Mom,
What'd you say?
that you had just mentioned that you wish that they would have came.
Don't be saying that in the camera.
Why? They came.
Well, you know what,
And they talked. That was more than what we did.
But you know what?
That was nice what he
I
said.
thought what you said was very, very nice. That's what made me cry.
Yeah, me too. How do you think it went, Bill?
Which one is her? Which one is her in that picture?
Daddies. Can I try, Jack? Can I try?
No.
Can I try one more?
No. Smile.
See?
Smile, Sydney.
No.
What are you guys doing?
Not. We're trying. Come here and let's see me eat some cake. Come on.
Okay. We're gonna go see Noah eat some cake.
Did you think I was just gonna sit down next to you just because I love
Eat some cake, Noah.
Cheers.
You're a big boy now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go potty. And you want mine?
No.
Well, go get your own.
Go get my own. Okay. See ya. Say bye.
Bye.
This is what happens when Sydney finds us sick.
Oh, that's what I need.
What?
Donut. Wait for a mile. Oh, that's what we're gonna do.
Scooby-Doo.
No, what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do.
What song is this?
This is the fighting song. Ta-da! Your turn. Your turn to sing the song.
Okay.
Okay, so my go now. Let go of the button. Now film.
Green.
Now whatever you see is what you're filming.
Hi, Noah.
Yes, I too.
You wanna film your sister
I
over
want to do it to Dad's house.
there? Okay.
His house. No, do it to Dad. Let's get. What was that? That's Daddy. There he is. Here, I need to go get him to Dad.
Here, push your make it go faster. Look, do you see Zachary? You see Zach? Do you see him?
No. I need to get him. What?
Put your hand right here. You move. Here, put your hand right here. You move it so you can see him.
Let's get. I can't see him.
We'll move the camera so you can see. Move it around. Put your hand right here, Noah. Noah, put your hand right here. See him now?
Thank you.
See him?
Can I try one more?